Until you become a arihant, until you eschew the violence element in you and the ignorance element you are continuing the cycle of suffering. It is called as bhava sagara. Athwa, it is called as dukkha sagara. Once you become an arihant, no more dukkha. Bhava sagara is bhava. What is bhava sagara? I want, I want, I want, I want. I want this, I want that. पाप हो गया. Anybody touches my flute, I get wild. Sorry. You can hit me. पाप का परिहार होगा. When before you become arihant, my dear friends, you are in the cycle of karma, in the cycle of suffering. Cycle of giving suffering to yourself, giving suffering to others. After you become an arihant, you are in the cycle of happiness. You are giving happiness to yourself and also you are giving happiness to others. You see, that cycle. Actually, he's not playing his sitar for you. You only see playing sitar for himself. He wants to be happy that he plays sitar for himself. When this man or Ganeshi plays violin, beautiful violin, he is immersed in that Nada Yoga. Okay. He is making himself happy. Byproduct, you are also happy. When I am playing flute, I get happiness from mine. When these people, great masters play tabla, they get a lot of happiness. Am I right? So, from the cycle of giving suffering to yourself and giving suffering to others, you come into the cycle of giving happiness to yourself and happiness to others. And the first is the cycle of karma, the second is the cycle of yajna. That is called yajnopavita dharana.
We'll start the meditation side.
Ma'am, can you talk little bit louder?
Can you hear me?
No,
You can't hear?
the sound is very low.
Okay, let me just put the headphone. Is it better? Hello?
Little bit okay, ma'am, that's all.
Little bit better. Okay. 1 second. Let me change now.
No, ma'am. Let me go with meditation first, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Everybody, we'll go with heart elevation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go with the heart elevation, everyone. Welcome to the session. As shown in the picture, put both of your palms on your chest. Close your eyes. If you're wearing specs, remove the specs, any electronic watches, keep it aside. Relax your body. If you're sitting on the chair, cross your legs. If you're sitting on the floor, sit in Sukhasana, relaxed. And Sai will play the music and follow the meditation instruction and continue closing your eyes and let's meditate.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, with your hands on your chest area, resting your attention on your heart center. Connect with your beautiful heart. With your attention on your heart center, with a slow, long, relaxing breath, can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the seat of all emotions. Nurturing all life. With its energies of love, compassion, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past? Or from the vision of your future, where you feel enormous love, joy, gratitude? Or simply bring up an experience in the present, smelling a flower, playing in water, taking a walk in nature, helping somebody in need. Imagine and bring up that moment and feel that energy. Relive that moment and feel that energy. And allow yourself to spread that energy onto everything and everyone on this planet, or to someone who is in need, to help them heal, to help them elevate themselves. Where your attention goes, there your energy flows. all deeply interconnected. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in a powerful group meditation, harnessing the energies of the group. When you observe your breath, your mind slowly becomes empty. the mind is becoming less and less of thought, calmer and calmer, allow yourself to experience that greater calmness inside of you, emptiness all around you. Be with your breath. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience emptiness, that calmness. emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of energy. The field of limitless possibilities. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, blackness of no body, of no thing, the more experiences you draw into your life. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize you are in thought, go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that emptiness, that field of light. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. The longer we stay in the empty states of mind, the more you transcend your body. You go beyond matter. You experience emptiness and energy. Relax, dear friends. You planted seeds of possibilities. You primed your subconscious. Recognize that whatever you emotionally embrace is manifesting into your physicality. Be grateful for this opportunity to create. Be grateful for to everything and everyone who will help you to create this future. Your gratitude to your parents, teachers, mentors, family, friends, everyone in your life. To this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, to technology, all systems, governments, companies, to yourself, and to this intelligent quantum field for helping us experience, helping us create a new life. Gratitude moves us into coherence and helps us draw and create more. Recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What have you experienced? Whenever you're ready, can you keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes.
Welcome back, everyone. Sai, I'll share the screen. Are you able to hear me, Sai, now?
Yes,
Great. All right. Good evening, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday Masterclass. My name is Vallidevi Prabhu and I live in Bangalore. I've been practicing meditation for over 5 years and benefited immensely. My spiritual journey started with Buddha CEO, and this journey has helped me not only to heal my body pain challenges, but it also helped me to overcome my deep-rooted behavioral thought patterns. It has greatly helped me to understand myself and life with much wider perspective. With close to 30 years of corporate experience, my professional journey has seen many highs and lows. I began my career during Y2K era as a software developer and gradually grew into business leader roles, eventually heading diverse portfolios across UK, Europe, and ANZ regions. While this professional journey brought really good success and recognition, there were few challenges quietly asking for my attention. One of the biggest challenge has been my physical health. Constantly dealt with muscle pain. One part of the body or other, I would experience pain. At the same time, another deeper question started emerging within me was question on purpose of life. So as I continued navigating all these aspects in 2021, I enrolled to the CEO 40 days online meditation program, and that experience completely changed my perspective about life and myself. From the very first day, I could strongly connect with the scientific understanding behind meditation and simplicity of practice. For the first time, I felt empowered. So as I continued my practice, something remarkable happened. My anxiety level started dropping. My mind and emotions started settling. Body started to begin feel much more safer and relaxed. With meditation, swadhyaya and sajjana sangatya, I started observing my thoughts much more consciously. It also transformed my professional relationship with my colleagues, my bosses, teams, leaders, even in my personal interactions and my family. So today, as an extension, it's not just changed one aspect of my life, it brought greater awareness and balance and conscious choice that I could make in life. So that is when I thought I must take this up to spread the knowledge and encourage transformational journey into others too. So I enrolled coaching program and I'm certified meditation coach from Esvasa University and Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. Thanks to Buddha CEO and team, over the years I've had various opportunities to conduct meditation classes, sessions, master classes, book club sessions for professionals to homemakers to university students across different parts of the world, including North America, Middle East, UK, Europe, New Zealand, and India. So this gave me great lead in terms of moving towards my path, that is life purpose, spreading meditation and sharing meditation experience, spiritual experience. So before I start my session, I would like to pay gratitude to Brahmashri Patriji, guide master, meditation master, who brought this Anapanasati meditation into our life once again. So today we are going to discuss very beautiful book, The Four Agreements. So before I start the session, I just want to ask a question. How many of you have already read the book or been part of a book club session, or at least heard digital sessions, audio sessions? You can type in yes, no, never done. So that I get some insight. Okay, heard a lot, yet to buy, yes. Is it still low, or you can hear me? My voice is still low? Can hear, right? Okay, great. So, see, once we are in the spiritual journey, we understand this, everything is energy, right? In fact, quantum physics says 99.99% is energy, and very, very minuscule part is matter. So we are energy, our breath is energy, our body is energy, our thoughts, emotions, all are energy. Especially our thoughts and emotions have very high energy in either ways, positive or negative, based on the way we have our thoughts, the kind of thoughts we have, we entertain, and the kind of emotions attached to it. To lead our life joyfully, purposefully, and we need to be full of energy. We all agree, right? We need to be in present, energized. Only then we are able to experience life. As I mentioned, when I came to spiritual journey due to my body challenges, I benefited a lot because of meditation. I noticed that I was gaining a lot of energy. I would sit every day, years together, without missing morning meditation. But later I also noticed that I was losing it quickly as the day progressed. Once I started digging deep down for the reason losing my energy, and coming back to my old self, say middle of the day or by end of day, like completely again drained, I understood that it is my condition and my patterns of overthinking, my judgment, taking everything emotionally, personally, lot of assumptions. So I would drain out all the loss of energy because of this. It came to my mind much later, what is the reason? When you start getting deeper into this, right, you start thinking about that. So that's when I realized I need to work on conserving my energy to make my life much more lighter, easy, and meaningful. So while conducting Kannada Thrive program last season, I was taking a session on this book 4 agreements. So I was sharing this simple practical wisdom with all, and I realized, only way to grow is to application of this wisdom in my daily life. It looks very simple, very, very practical. So while applying these, I was also told I will be an observer to myself. I will apply these 4 rules. At the same time, I'll be observer, my feelings, my situation, checking things. If this application of these agreements, is it helping me? What is working and what is not? Where I am finding it difficult to apply. So this book is such a hands-on guide. If we apply, most of our emotional baggage is handled well. And also gently, it greatly helps to avoid loading lot of things on our mind. Time and again, we keep on putting that, right? That baggage, it helps us to avoid all that. So we can straight away start applying, but there has to be complete with awareness and regularity. Let me go to next. So author in this book, he talks, let me just touch upon, before I come to my experience, let me just touch upon this. So author talks about life, and he says life is a dream for all of us. It's actually we are leading a life, actually seeing a dream with open eyes. That's how we treat this life. And domestication of ourselves has led to the pattern of living. Why we think too much? Why we assume too much? What is that it is caused? It's a domestication. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about this word, but this is a great, great influencer in our life. So one step backward, understand why we spend so much time and energy in thinking about our past, about the society, about people. What is the reason? So as children, we agree with adults. That's the domestication process. Like we domesticate the animals, right? It happens to us humans. And we just believe whatever our adults says, their beliefs, their rules, whatever they say. And we don't choose these beliefs. When we are children, we don't choose these. We may have rebelled against some of the beliefs which is being taught or told by our parents or elders, right? But that point in time, we were not strong enough to win the rebellion. So we feel, even if we feel it is not right, eventually we go with the rule, whatever our parents say. So that as children, we agree with adults and their beliefs. We didn't choose them. And why we do that? Why do we say okay to those things? We want to feel safe. When we agree with our parents, elders, or society, we feel safe, we feel accepted. At the same time, we are much younger to go against the whole community, right? This result is the surrender to the beliefs with agreements. We not just surrender to the belief, we actually make agreement to this. So author calls this process domestication of humans, and our faith becomes so strong that belief system controls the whole dream of life. We are opening our eyes, leading our life, dream of life, but we have such strong sense of beliefs that is being ingrained in us. And domestication becomes so strong that certain point in our lives, no longer we need anybody else to domesticate. We don't need our parents, neither we need our school or relatives or society. We domesticate ourselves. So well trained, we are self-domesticated animal. We can domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system we have grown, we have been given. So Same system of punishment and reward. So we punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to the belief system, and we reward ourselves whenever we follow and we good boy or a good girl. So ask yourself how many times you have punished or for not following the belief system that is being handed over to you by your family or community or society, and how many times you rewarded yourself for following that belief, even though internally you may feel that that's not the right one, right? So certain, like a belief system can be, certain family can be say money is everything. If you do not have money, no one respects you. So that's the belief system of that particular family or a community. So another family may just feel money is evil. You have to cheat and manipulate money. Money can break the family. So stay away from earning too much. So that's another belief. So as children of these two communities, we grow up with a different kind of belief system, and our behavior pattern towards money, towards everybody depends on that kind of. So that is the belief system we grow up with. So when it comes to me in my world, what are the domestication that has happened? So I was, when I read this, so I started thinking, what is that happened in my childhood or in my so-called domestication, right? So I was a very, very carefree child as a 1970s, 80s girl, which is totally different, very boisterous, talkative, very vocal, social, uninhibited, kind of tomboyish, This is not a common thing in 90s, 80s, especially in a small town. My relatives, teachers, my parents, neighbors, everybody found my behavior a little challenging. I was told to correct myself all the time, be docile. Don't jump around so much. Don't go and give your opinion so freely. At the same time, I was very moody. I don't know why. For anything, little bit anybody says, very sensitive, cry drop of a hat. I don't remember why so, but during childhood, that's what I remember, that I would break down. My parents pampered me a lot, and they gave me very good childhood, gave me everything that I asked for. But however, they were very cautious about what everybody else thinks, so they kept on correcting. It was going both together. And at the same time, we all understand that we have to be good to everybody. We cannot express openly about our displeasure. Keep it yourself. So these are all small things, when I look back, it has a huge impact. So what is the result of this domestication? What has done this to me? So guilt and shame. I realized recently that, I was carrying a guilt of being a pampered child of the family. I was very conscious of that, because during my childhood, everybody used to say, oh my God, your parents pamper you so much, nobody else does. So I used to carry that guilt. I am that spoilt and pampered child. And I was feeling shame because I'm too sensitive. Anybody says something, I'm not able to regulate my emotion. I'm crying, I'm feeling bad. So feeling bad, being sensitive, I used to feel so shamed. Then it came to a phase where, because everybody used to correct me, I used to feel nobody likes me, because they're all saying this is wrong, this is right, why did you say this, why did you do that? And I felt I cannot regulate my emotion. I'm not able to explain calmly. As a child, I had so much of expectation out of me. And that led to seeking validation. I felt that I'm not good enough, that's why everybody is correcting me. I'm not able to sit quietly, be very docile, girl-like. So that's the reason everybody is correcting. I'm not good enough. So I started seeking validation. All these things unconscious. Then I realized, when I joined the job, I started growing. Then I realized it was really tiring me out while I was doing really well in work, because I was seeking perfection all the time, refine myself, perfect myself, do really well. But what used to happen was, it used to tire me out, one. Second, no matter how good I am, I will always find something to better, find a fault, be a judgment, oh, not so great, okay, that's fine, that's not a big deal. That kind of attitude towards my own self and my work. So why I did that? I just wanted to feel safe and accepted. So whatever my surroundings told, I said, okay, I'll go with that. They are right, I'm wrong. So I just made it in my mind, so it is easy. Before anybody says you are wrong, I used to tell myself, anyway I'm wrong. right? So, it is so challenging to understand that age that we are doing disservice to ourselves. Now, breaking the belief. How do we break the belief now? I have made this agreement that, I am so guilty of being pampered child, I am shameful of being so sensitive. All these are all agreements without knowing. So, why I am bringing up here and being very vulnerable and open to all of you is this gives you a glimpse that if you have any such agreements in life without you knowing and you're picked up, just identify those for yourself. So, and we need to break that. If it is not serving us, we need to break that. So what we do is, apart from making agreement, we have a great deal of memory. That happened probably about 40 plus years ago, but we keep on repeating in our head. Either we repeat in our head, or our friends, relatives, teachers, surrounding, somebody repeats. See, this is what you're doing it. You're being oversensitive. You're being, you're throwing a tantrum. So we keep reminding ourselves, and we continue to suffer. Right? It's actually, we are not even giving ourselves to few minutes to see is it really true or not. But while to bring a change, we need to have a great deal of courage. Why we need to have a great deal of courage? Because last so many years we have agreed to that agreements. That needs to be broken, and it is not easy unless we have that intention, strong intention to break. This is the way I'm going to break these agreements which are not serving any purpose. What happens when we break those agreements and take up these 4 agreements that Don Miguel Ruiz has suggested? We conserve our energy. In fact, we gain extra energy. The first one, he says, be impeccable with word. This is a beautiful agreement and a very, very extremely powerful agreement. Okay. What is impeccable? Impeccable means nothing but without sin. Each word we speak must be without sin. That is because all of us know it is through the word that we manifest everything. Regardless of the language we speak, our intent manifests through the word. What you dream, what you feel, what you really are, all this will be manifested through the word. I remember in my final year of graduation, I'm a commerce graduate. My professor asked me, asked everybody in fact, that what you would want to be once you pass out from the college, university. So commerce, graduation, everybody was thinking of becoming a banker, professor, or chartered accountancy or accounting. That time in a small town, the computer was IT services or software was not even common, not even heard very well. But I had read it somewhere. So I just stood up confidently, I want to do computer consultancy, because that word so fascinated me. And I just stood up and said, and everybody looked at me, oh, this is something new. And without even knowing what is that computer consultant job description was. And in 3 years, I was in a multinational computer firm as a software professional. Something added up. I ended up becoming, enrolling into a post-graduation, and that is the word. Now when I look back, my God, and why I said that, and I become that within 3 years. Those years, I didn't even know all this manifesting and all, right? The human mind is, it's so fertile, and we plant our head with opinions, ideas, and concepts. We plant whatever thought we plant, it grows. The word is like a seed. Human mind is so fertile. Whatever we seed, we become that. Each time we say something good to others, we spell a magic on them. Same with ourselves, not only with others. We spell magic on ourselves also. So one of my friend's mom used to tell him during his childhood, never allow for swimming, and always say, no, you'll drown. In a swimming pool with proper swimming coach and hundreds of people, probably she had seen somebody getting drowned, so she didn't allow all through the childhood. now fully grown up, very intelligent man, doesn't even want to go near the pool. What happened? Magic or a spell? Right? One word, certain things can seeded into our mind. So we do that to ourselves also. Right? So impeccability, practicing impeccability is not just with others. We not just watch out the words with others, we have to watch out with ourselves also. What we speak, self-judgment. No wrong words to be used on ourselves. Being a victim, bringing ourselves down, self-gossiping. We know gossip is very vicious, but self-gossiping, even worse. Do we know whatever we think in our head, right? It is not always us. There are layers and layers of people sitting around and we think we are thinking like that about ourselves, right? That is self-gossiping, cursing ourselves, we don't even know. So here what happens, we believe so firmly that all negative things about we have heard about by somebody else, and we add some more to it, and we end up losing our own self-confidence. Very detrimental, totally disempowers. I have been here. It's not an easy and nice place to be. Each time we judge, we criticize, we put ourselves down, it leads to very, very low self-esteem. So how I applied in my life. So now that I was in a journey and very, very intent, having a strong intent to turn around. First thing, being aware of self. Awareness is critical. More than 50% of the job is done when we become self-aware. What kind of thoughts I am entertaining in my mind? What are the patterns? Just to give an example, I used to find the small niggling complaints about my house help, right? Cook. So, oh, she didn't clean the vegetable properly today, because I used to be around when she would cook in the morning. Did not roast well, using too much oil, or say helping staff, she didn't clean, she's not coming on time, not following my instructions. So I would find that whenever they would do. And once that is done, after all they leave and I would sit for breakfast with my husband, that would come out 10 minutes discussion. This is what she did, my cook did, this is what my help did, and they're not understanding, I don't know why they... So that became, and I noticed that it is a routine every day. So I took a decision, I'm not going to talk about it. It's a small situation, but I wanted to try. Can I break the cycle? So I set a goal. It may find very funny, but it's a serious thing because we are training our brain. So I told, I'm not going to complain about maid and cook for next 1 week, no matter what. So first day, our self-conscious is so ingrained and our body is so experienced that as soon as you sit for breakfast, it nudges you to talk about your maid's problem. You notice that, right? So I said, no, I'm not talking. So in the conversation, I never want to bring up this conversation, maid and cook. That's a big thing for every woman in India, right? So no. So next day, I said I'm not even noticing what they're doing. If they make anything, I'll just look at it and I'll walk away in my head that I'm not noticing. So when I stopped conversing about it consistently for a few days, I realized I stopped noticing their mistakes also. Because that became a habit not to look at those mistakes. Walk. So for me it was a big win, because otherwise every day 10 minutes, no use, only discussion. So watch word. Each word is used to talk with self, children, your own husband, family, friends and stuff. So I started watching every word. Is it harsh? How am I expressing myself? Am I using the right word? Even for a joke, pulling somebody's leg, am I hurting somebody? It took some time for me to do that, but the self-awareness helped me to apply this rule. So once I started doing it, it became much easier to apply. And no discussion about others, especially negative, even in mind. And I mentioned about self-gossip, right? Self-judgmental, critical. We are so used to bringing ourselves down, we enjoy that to one extent. So I told myself, each time some thought came about myself, oh, you're so relaxed, laid back, you feel like sleeping in the afternoon or during weekend. I used to judge myself, how can I sleep, how can I relax? That is not the right thing to do. So I said, no, I feel like sleeping, I want to take a nap for half an hour, that's fine. So I did not entertain self gossip. Each time it would come, I would just tell myself, no, I'm not getting into this. Then end of the day, self review. It's very important. This practice helped me to move forward. So I would write a small list. These are the things I was successful. These are the things I was not so successful. So wherever I was successful, I would appreciate myself for being a courageous and say thank you. Thank you to universe for supporting. Thank you to myself being brave. And accept myself. I'm a very gregarious, speaking little louder than any other lady probably, but I accepted myself, that's fine. I come from a family where everybody is highly energetic. So that's how I will be, right? So what if people find me little different? So once I started accepting, and whenever I realized that I'm not able to implement what I want to implement, I'm failing, I was being gentle with myself. That's fine. Let's try tomorrow. So using white magic, telling ourselves, how wonderful we are, how great we are, and writing it especially. I used to do that. Well done, Valli. I used to say, if I did something very successfully which I found difficult, I would say that. Tell yourself how much you love. We'll come to this, why this works wonderfully well to apply all the 4 rules, and it breaks all those agreements that we have made, which makes us suffer, like feeling victim or feeling regretful, shame. So next one is equally amazing rule: do not take anything personally. First 2 agreements, impeccable word and do not take anything personally. If we apply this life, I think next 2 are like a breeze. Other 2 just follow this. So during the domestication, what has happened is we learn to take everything personally. If you observe, we think we are responsible for everything. Me, always. Most of us have been told how we must keep others' view in mind while doing anything, right? So we've been told in childhood, somebody will say something, don't do this way. They will think something, right? So I mentioned I was a carefree, I used to talk my mind. It made my mother very conscious. She would keep telling me and ask me to tone down my talk. Even the reaction of my many relatives made me feel that I have to be in certain way, which I'm not. I'm not behaving the way I'm supposed to behave. So all these things make us feel, that there is something wrong, and gives us lot of importance to ourselves. In fact, the personal importance, taking things personally, author says, is a maximum expression of selfishness. Because we assume everything is about us. So why do we feel everything about us? Because that's what we have been told. Think, before doing anything, think about others. Think what others think about us. Why we should worry anybody else is thinking about us? Right? So we've been told, no, you have to worry about their opinion. So we think we are so important that we should always think about others' opinion about us. So just hold that thought and see how much influence it has done. While it is nothing about you, nothing about us, even the situation seems to so personal and somebody insults us directly, it has nothing to do with us. It is based on the person's state of mind and belief system and self-awareness at that point in time. If we take personally, then you take the poison of theirs. We become that. Taking personally makes us easy prey to these predators. They're like black magicians, right? What they say, what they do, and their opinions give according to the agreements and their own minds. We are like literally agreeing to whatever they're saying. So it starts becoming, friends used to say, you have put on so much weight. Oh, looks like you're eating too much of food and making you look so chubby. I used to feel terrible for two reasons. One, calling me fat. Second, I used to feel, she being my close friend, how can she body shame? But the point is, how much ever we try to explain to them, they will not understand because they have told these things with their state of mind and their state of awareness that point in time. So if you eat all this garbage, now that becomes our garbage. If somebody says fat and we agree to that, we also think we are fat, right? So if you do not take it personally, we become immune to that. Whatever outsider says, in that environment, in the middle of all that garbage, we are actually immune to this hell kind of situation. Imagine that everybody is talking about us, but we are in our own world. So actually, what we are doing is we create an entire picture or a movie in our mind. In that picture, we are the director, we are the producer, we are the main character, and everyone else is secondary. That's what we have to treat. So others' behavior and their experience is for us to deal with that situation. That's all. We need not keep quiet and take all the crap, but understand that how to deal with such people so that we do not repeat that bad experience in our life. Also, when you do not take things personally, people's attitude also changes. So they understand that we cannot play this game with this person anymore. So how this was a very big thing for me to deal. One of the biggest challenges, because I was so attuned to taking everything personally. So what I did, I made a very strong intention to detach from others' views about me. So when you have a very strong intention, you pursue it and it becomes a strong habit not to take anything personally, you avoid many upsets in life. People come and say, because you're detached, it's their opinion. You know in your head that I do not think like that about myself. So it's their judgment. Keep it there. So what happens? What is detachment? I decided to separate myself from outside judgment and opinions. Seeing myself as a different individual from others' judgment. So everybody has their own view. That's okay. So I started telling myself that is their view. It is my life and I see myself, not what they think about me, right? So that helped me to accept myself much better way. Because when I don't agree with others' views and I start appreciating myself, when it becomes difficult, because there are some situations you see that constant opinions and judgments coming in, then you need it's important to find a space and stability. I realized that. So when I found it tough to handle that very toxic situations and opinions from the very close people, so I started distancing my interaction and reducing my interaction with such group. So once you understand that you are not what they are talking or what they are saying, so even if you try to explain to them, it is not going to help to change their view about you. Then we have to have a boundary and maintain a distance. So either I would reduce my meeting with them, or where there is reduction of meeting is not possible, I have to be part of that group for either official or otherwise, I would avoid any kind of interaction where there is a pointing finger at me. So that helped me, that boundary helped me to hold myself without getting distracted or disturbed. So other four things, the fourth point, I think that helped me immensely. Each time I would start ruminating about somebody doing something or saying something, I came across 4 very powerful wisdom: conserving energy, awareness level of others, emotional disentanglement and reminder of path of self-growth. So whenever self-awareness, whenever I would catch myself that, I'm thinking of something not so great about somebody, then I would say, okay, this thought is going to deplete my energy, so I don't want to engage. Second one helped me when I understood that when somebody has said with their level of awareness, then I started empathizing. Okay, that's all they understood about me, so I do not want to give importance to that. Third wisdom is whenever somebody says something not so good thing about us, and when we get attached to that particular opinion, it actually we are attaching to the emotion of that person also. So we don't want to get entangled with that emotion, right? Again depleting the energy. So I stopped myself. So that was one more reason for me to not to get attached of anybody's views, opinions and judgment. And fourth, very important one for again, so I am in my path of self-growth. All these things, views, opinions, if I keep on entertaining, that is depleting my energy and it is distracting my growth. So these 4 reminders help me to come back again and again to detach, to maintain that detachment. Finally, I started, whenever there are some experience, some traumas are so deep, you cannot release it without really looking at it. So I started practicing Ho'oponopono, forgiveness and acceptance. So that also helped me tremendously. When I would meditate once in a while, when there are some people who are very, very close in relation or some reason they're very close, you cannot move away, you cannot maintain a distance, then practicing Ho'oponopono worked wonderfully well. And every time meditate, during this journey there was a lot of emotion and memories would come out, and I would just sit and meditate. End of meditation, I would say, I'm releasing this feeling. The final one, the tough ones to crack, I would write the journal, and finally I would write, I'm releasing this emotion, and burn it. So burning the ball. Even, all these 7 steps help me to clear all the baggages and make me feel much lighter and handle myself with much pride and feel empowered. One more thing, very, very important thing, is even the opinions that we have about ourselves is not necessarily true. So we don't need to take, I realize I don't need to take whatever I think about myself all the time. At times, very great mood and centered, then my thought process is very with high energy level of kind of thoughts. At times I not so great, physically down, emotionally something has happened, then I think all wrong things about myself, right? Then don't give so much importance. That's not true. So once you cross judging, so we come to a position where we make assumptions. So it's much, we have a tendency to assume everything, about everything. The problem with the making assumption is that we believe that they are all true. We don't perceive things as they are, but we perceive the things the way we want to perceive, right? We have the habit of dreaming with no basis of reality. It's all in our imagination. The big Maya in the human mind creates a lot of chaos, which causes us to misinterpret everything, misunderstand everything. We only see what we want to see and what we want to hear. Making assumptions in a relationships is like really asking for problem. We make assumptions that everyone sees the life we do. Every day and night we make this mistake, right? We assume that others think the way we think, feel where we feel. Often we make this assumption that our partners know what we think and that we don't have to tell them, we don't have to say anything. For example, once we decide to get married, and we make assumption that partner sees the marriage the same way we see the marriage, right? Is it true? No. When we come together, we realize their whole view of marriage and relationship and partnership is totally different from us.
So, but we never thought about it, that we thought whatever we think is togetherness, is for them also same thing, togetherness, not necessarily. But why do we make assumptions in the first place? We make assumptions, but why do we make? We have the need to justify everything, to explain and understand everything in order to feel safe. We need a reason to feel safe. This is the reason this happened. We need that reason to feel safe about our own judgment. We make judgment of others, self, and we need to justify. Hence, we end up making assumptions. We have millions questions that needs to be answered because there are so many things that reasoning mind cannot explain. So we assume. It is important, even if the answer is not correct, it is not important that answer is correct, but we need some answer. So we happily assume. So for example, it's very simple thing. When team member takes off on Monday, we assume that he is not returned from his native trip. Probably totally different reason, but it's very easy for us, right? So when we make assumption about ourselves, we create lot of inner conflict, right? A point to think why we assume and what kind of conflict it creates in ourselves. So how I apply it? So why we assume? When there is a lack of communication. So clear communication, ask questions, so avoid any assumptions. When in doubt, but we hesitate to ask, right? So what most of the time, all these assumptions, communication helps to clear any of these doubts. So I had a very aggressive and tough boss, and he was very expressive in the meetings. If you do not meet, if anyone does not meet the target and all, very tough discussion it used to happen. I was doing really well, but I would be stressed out all through because in one or other day I will be at the receiving end and I'm going to be in the firing line. So all this time stressed, fully stressed, hardly slept. There was one project which was very tough to deliver. Customer was also not happy, and I thought my boss is going to be really angry, and I spent 6 months in deep stress. But after some time he came down and we met, and instead of becoming upset, he was actually appreciating me, that the kind of focus I was having. And all the stress that I was carrying due to my assumption for 6 months, no use, that kind of assumptions we have. Another thing I started practicing is be open and acceptance. Stops us from making assumptions. So whenever I feel disturbed about certain action by someone, or whether it's my boss or husband, siblings, parents, friends, staff, anyone, they do something and which I don't like, it disturbs me, I ask myself to wait, hold on, don't jump. So I just hold the space, and tell myself not to think anything, and eventually when the reason comes out, it will be okay, fine. I may like it, may not like it, but I will not go through that whole phase of assuming many things and creating a stress. So that helped me. One more thing I did was accept the person fully, whatever it is. Just accept the person, right? When you accept the other person and their action, okay, this is how they are. When the team member takes off unannounced, he might be or she might be excellent performer, but one habit that person has is unannounced leave. So we just accept, okay, fine, we'll not drop the project. Same thing, my husband orders once in a while. Either I used to, he doesn't like my cooking. But it's not like that. He's so used to enjoying out. Once in a while he wants, that's fine, let him enjoy. So I started accepting that, gave me a lot of peace and stopped assumption. Third thing I understood about myself is whenever I had to say no, I used to find it very difficult. And I would start making a lot of judgment and assumption. If somebody says, you have to come for this function, or you have to do this for me, and I don't want to go, or I don't want to do, I would just start making assumption that, see, that person knows that I'm very busy, still she is insisting that I must go. It's a torture that they are doing, like that, a lot of assumptions. So why? I wanted to avoid saying no. I didn't want to be in a difficult position to say no. Instead, I started blaming and creating a stress in my head. So I learned to say no. That was a big winner for me. When I can't do it, I ask myself, if something comes my way, I want to say no? Is it because of my ego, or is it because I can't do it? Actually, if it is not because of ego, and I'll say no. Initially, it was very tough to say no. I was very restless. Now I'm okay with that. Be okay with that. So empathy towards others and self. Very important, one more. Every time we deeply empathize about others, you will not make assumption, I noticed. Understand the person, why certain things have happened from them or yourself. Totally, it's a game changer. You will not assume, you just empathize. Okay, they're not able to do it. So just be okay with that. So become aware of the hardware habits and conditions. Be firm with yourself about any sort of, don't be firm. That's what I did. No, I'm not making assumption. It was fun, I was observing myself, how I'm going to do. Literally 2 person there here. One, I'm setting the rule not to make assumption, other person actually sitting, and it's like 2 people. So it was really, really interesting for me. Finally, do your best. Always do your best, no more, no less. Right? So how do you implement all these things? Can I implement the way I thought that I will implement? Yes and no. When you have strong intention, you will make honest attempt. Right? But keep in mind, it's never going to be the same. Every moment will be different. The day when you're exhausted, tired, and you have an intention that you're not going to talk in a very rough tone with your children, you are exhausted and the child throws tantrum and all that. Can you expect that you will implement in your best? You'll try. You may lose. But when you are in a right state of mind and full of awareness, then you implement it better. That's what I understood. So doing your best, you're going to lead your life very intensely. Each time we do, check myself, check yourself, have I done the best here? Have I attempted the best? In this situation, in this state of mind, have I done it best? But actioning is very important. We cannot shy away from life, shy away from actions. That is very important. Each time, the first 3 agreements, we have to action. If we do not action, then we are denying life. So we are born with the right to be happy, right to love, enjoy, and share our love. When I started applying, I realized each time you do your best. I used to write affirmations and goal and all, right? Especially when it comes to my children. It's very, I have inherited some pattern, conditions, and absorbed from various people, influencing people of my life. When you don't want to follow the same, right, it's not easy. But I realized when you do your best and over again, each time you fall, again you do, and you'll become master of transformation. That's what I realized. Anything we do, we have repeated. Anything we are good at, we have repeated in our life, if you notice. Right? So practice self-love. This is cherry on the cake. I'll tell you why. When you respect yourself, your body, love your body, feed, keep your body clean, heal your body. When you respect and love yourself so deeply, you're actually honoring the God in us. When you do that, when your self-esteem is very high, you will naturally do your best. And you will be able to very easily execute, you will be able to empathize in others. That's what I noticed. When I'm not happy, when I'm irritated, that means I'm not inside happy. When I'm angry with others, that means I'm angry inside. When I am healed, I am loved by myself, I'm respected by myself, that means I'm happy to respect, love others. So that's the huge difference I saw that. We need to have a great resilience. You may fail, but when you fail, don't judge. Be like a warrior. Don't judge. When you fall, be very, very gentle. I told myself, that's fine, let's try tomorrow. So that helped me, that I have confidence in myself that one day I will be. So that's the path, right? So now, what I was 6 months ago when I started trying this, and now there is a huge. Each time I fail, I feel miserable end of the day. You know, at one point of time, every night I would rant at my children. It had become a subconscious practice. They would cry and sleep, and I would feel miserable, guilty, and whole night I would not sleep. Now that's a thing of the past. So it is keep doing, and when you are present, when you are self-aware, all these things and not concerned about future, let me do now right away, then things fall in place. So practice self-awareness, conscious living is key to success of mastering 4 agreements. So with this, I'll close my discussion and open any questions. I know a few people have raised the hand. When I myself feel I'm fat, how to change the feeling, because I want to lose weight to be healthy. So you ask yourself why you feel fat. Thank you. So I see Chidananda Mysore sir is raising hand. Sai, are they able to speak, or can we unmute?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just hold on, sir, 1 second. So I want to address this Prema ma'am's question. I mean, it's very common. We just accepted that we are fat. Okay. See, I'll tell you what. We enjoy being a victim. Oh, I'm so fat. But can we start looking at what I really like about myself? Even though I'm fat, what I really like about myself, I love about myself. Start listing out and appreciating that. What I look good, when I look good. So ignore the fat part for some time, keep it aside. Okay, I'll come back to that thought, but start appreciating what you really like about yourself, physical aspect and some non-physical aspect, what you really love about yourself. Start listing out those things. And every night you write, I love this part of me. So I used to do that. I tell my kids, you have to tell me 3 things you liked about yourself every night, apart from paying gratitude. They say some simple things, but eventually that's the habit. We have to ask ourselves every day, what I really loved today about myself. So once you start recognizing, you realize that big ocean of things that you can like about yourself. That's what I practiced. Self-esteem was so low. I was so successful professionally, but when it comes to dealing with people and relationship, I used to feel so nervous. I didn't know how to deal. Always people pleasing or validation. Why? Self-esteem is so low. So then I started appreciating. See, this I like about myself. If I don't like something, then I question why I don't like. Like you're actually handling a 3-year-old, 4-year-old child. Prema, little Prema you're answering. Okay. So how will you answer if your daughter says, or your child comes and says, I feel very fat? Right? So that's the way to address ma'am. Yes, sir, Chidanand sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's pretty amazing. In fact, some of them is very touching because I can also reflect in my life. Good news is that you had an answer. I'm still looking for that answers. Okay, I'm glad that I attended this session today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Particularly one question, it sounds very simple. What is taking personally means? Where do you draw a line? That is very common word. I think it's a lot of interpretation of that. So that means I should not be reflective. Where do I draw a line? Is it casual versus taking personal? I mean, sometimes people make a comment. I'm sure it is going to hurt us too, or make us happy too on it. You did also mention keep a distance. I also hear during the meditation process, in this sense, be an observer of yourself too. That means any activity you do, you always give a pause in between. Not necessary. We'll remove the word reaction in our word. There is no impromptu activities at all. Where this line, I know I'm asking a lot of things, probably blabbering in between. Sorry for that. How do you draw a line? What is personally means for you?
See, for example, if somebody says, see, same thing we'll take, okay. So I take my own example. One person told me that your decision making is very poor. Okay, personal friend, right? I was shocked because that point in time I was a UK head for cyber security delivery in BFSI. And I answered immediately saying that if that was the case, why I should be there in that position managing 1,000 people. That point in time I was not so deep into understanding this concept, but it really shook me, right? Then I realized taking it personally is, are we agreeing to that statement? Taking it personally is, are we also agreeing to that particular statement? We are not going to convince others, okay? If somebody says you're stupid, somebody 6 feet tall, and we sit and say that no, you're very short, is he going to agree to that? Right? So personally is when we agree to that their comment or opinion and views, that means we have taken that personally. If we are able to distance, no, that is your opinion, but I don't think I am bad decision maker. Yeah, that's fine. You have seen me only one side of it, and that too not properly. So the minute you agree, you have taken it personally, and the minute you start giving defensive statement, no, I'm not that, I'm this, start convincing. When you do not take it personally, you don't even go and convince the person. You'll walk away. You'll not even be disturbed. So that's when taking personally stops.
Will that include whom you consider as your gurus or masters, or your immediate family members too?
Yes, absolutely. I can tell you so many times my own husband would have said something and I would have felt miserable earlier. Now I just hear, if it happens, things have changed, it is such a shift I see myself. Then I just listen, and if I feel like I have to say no, that is not true what you're saying, I will say at times. Sometimes I will say okay, fine, yeah, and I just be in myself, no, I am not that. It's a practice, okay. Once see, where it starts, when you start liking yourself, when you start understanding what are you are, then you don't worry. You're the closest person. Your own guru also can say that. See how much they know about us, right? So if it comes from learning a lesson from that particular comment, probably we can pick it up as a lesson. But why to take personally? Okay, my friend said you are a bad decision maker. Okay, let me see why she said, and if I see that there is a sense in that, probably okay, this is where the way I represented myself, it didn't come across as a good decision maker, but I'm not a bad decision maker in real life. So, not agreeing to it, but if there is a point to do something about it, we'll do it. But nothing in heavy emotional way. The minute you connect with emotion, there is an emotional entanglement happens. That's what I noticed. That person says with rage or anger or irritation or make us feel down, and we go and take that and we become that. We also feel that same emotion. It's just a matter of practicing a couple of times and holding yourself. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. That's fine. I'm not going to take it. That's how I used to do that in my head. Then, otherwise, you know what? We think not taking is just walking away, but it will be troubling and keeping it suppressed. No, it is not keeping it suppressed. Not agreeing to the statement that they make. See why I brought this
Sorry,
up, you know. Yeah, yes, sir.
sorry to ask a follow-on question because this is one which is actually, in my life also I'm facing it. Where do I draw a line? Does this mean that if it is not agreeing to me, I won't having a healthy conversation with them, trying to understand their perspective, or just leave it there because they may become a defense. If you don't have a confidence, it will become a healthy conversation.
See,
Especially, I'm concerned about something as a guru, Zava.
right. So, I don't know if somebody else is talking. Okay. So, is it Hussein, sir, who is saying that? Or I'm not able to understand. Who was saying? Who was asking the following question, sir?
Myself, Chida itself, yeah.
Yeah, Chidas. So, see, I started gauging the situation, okay? When the person is in a state of mind for a good conversation, then I'm open to discuss. If I gauge that that other side of the person is not open to normal discussion or a conversation, it is okay. We don't have to prove that, you know, I explain and prove that what I think. No, it is their opinion. Let it be. The day we start honoring our own view about ourselves and become more and more confident about our own view, then everything starts. The other person also realizes we can say anything, but they are very confident in their own skin about themselves. So slowly that starts coming down. That's my experience. You try this. I'll tell you, when the trick of not taking personally is not being defensive. You might not agree in your head, but you may not do. That itself is enough. That's energy, right? It's energy, right? So somebody says you're really, really say manipulative. I'm not manipulating. So I'm very confident that I'm not manipulating. So how yeah, you think I'm manipulative, but I'm not. I know that. You may have 100 questions coming in again and again. Okay, she's telling, is it? No, I'm not. I know that. But that you must be authentic with yourself. That is very important. Once you are convinced, that's what I practice. Once I know that I'm not what they're saying, then I don't worry. That's it. So you practice. I mean, you try this experiment. It's very important, and it needs a practice. Okay, 2-3 times initially, you may struggle. You may feel it's difficult. You want to defend. Um, See, we are not winning here with anybody. We are just training ourselves to deal with the situation, right? And understand ourselves better.
Thank you. Can I ask another question? I am not sure others are. This question is not related with us. The first one related with the words.
Okay,
The first
okay, sir.
time. So, even though we are communicating in the English now, for most of us, English is an acquired knowledge. How do we know we are using the apt word?
Mm.
So I know words has a power, it has an energy, it vibrates. I fully endorse. I also learned very recently the power of that. How do I know I'm using an apt word? To best of my vocabulary, I say something, but it's not really what it means. It may
That's
be
fine.
something else.
That's fine. In your head, if you mean good is good, that is fine. If you mean good is best, so that's what you meant. That's the energy you are giving to that word,
Oh, okay,
right? This is really good,
okay, okay.
you say, right?
Mm.
And yeah, this is good. But in your head, in your mind, you know what kind of energy you're giving it to that word good, right? So it doesn't matter. That's what he said. Language is just a thing. What energy, with what energy? Same thing. You are a bad boy or a bad girl, we tell the child. You think child will not understand whether you're telling to tease or you are being really aggressive, Our tone and voice, that energy comes out, right? Child reaction will be different. Same word.
Thank you, ma'am. Pretty useful, practical examples. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hussein sir, you have asked the question. I don't know. You're still raising the hand.
No, actually, I did. No, ma'am, I didn't have any question. I
Okay.
enjoyed today's session. Thank you very much, and also the people's question and your answers. I just wanted to add just one observation, especially on the opinions. In the beginning, you talked a lot about opinions of others. I'm retired now, but I used to work abroad for almost 30 years. And, dealing with people from different nationalities, different cultural backgrounds. And as you said, we all come with our own beliefs ingrained in us from our childhood and all that. So opinions are something like this. This is my understanding from what I have learned. Opinions belong to the person who is giving that opinion. It may be a good opinion, bad opinion, whatever it is. It belongs to a person giving that opinion. And when that opinion is directed at you, I play this movie in my mind. I may not say it to that person directly, face to face, or in writing. I play this movie in my mind. Madam, sir, this opinion is your opinion. I respect your right to have your opinion. Okay? It may be good, bad, whatever. It is your right. It is your opinion. It belongs to you. But I don't have to accept that opinion because it belongs to you. Now, this is a silent movie, you can say, that you play in your mind. This protects me like an invisible bubble around me, around my mind, around my body. So if anyone says something that normally would trigger anger, sadness, disappointment, anxiety, it doesn't affect me because I have this invisible bubble with this thought movie playing in my mind. Only I know that this bubble is there. It protects my mind and my body.
Yes.
So whatever opinion comes towards that invisible shield, it reflects, deflects, and goes back to the person who actually made that opinion. This is just an observation I wanted to share with everybody here.
No,
Now it happens now,
yeah.
even online. Even online nowadays, although I'm retired, I'm part of many WhatsApp groups, my old school alumni, college alumni, work alumni, all that. We all have WhatsApp groups, right? So sometimes I feel something very nice, very positive, very thought-provoking. So I might share that from one group to another. Now the administrator in one of these groups might reply to me and say, "Oh, this is not proper. This is not suitable for this group. Please delete it immediately." As an admin, I'm telling you, okay, I will delete it, but I will not unnecessarily defend myself and get into an argument, a conversation, a debate as to why I posted that. No need. It's just that opinion of that administrator saying that this does not belong in this WhatsApp group, so please delete it. So say, okay, thank you, deleting it immediately, and I'll comply with your request. That's all I have to say. And the rest of my day goes on smoothly, happily. I don't play that movie in my mind for the rest of the day and take it to bed at night. Do you agree, madam?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think, that is, see, unknowingly we give lot of importance, it is mentioned, right? About
Hmm.
others' view of us.
Yes.
Others' view
Yes.
of us. That is, it is so ingrained, it is so important.
Yes. Yes.
Everything is connected to
Because
that.
that's the way we have been brought up like that,
Yeah.
for good or bad, our parents, school teachers, whatever, have brought us up like that to be mindful of others' opinion of you. So unfortunately, that has happened. So now we have to change. So books like this have really opened your mind to this
Yes.
new way of thinking. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you once again. Good
Thank you
night.
so much, sir. Thank you for your feedback and your sharing also. Beautiful. I think that's what we
Thank
need to
you.
practice. Yes, absolutely. That's what I
God
do.
bless. God bless.
Thank you. Thank
God
you so
bless
much.
everyone. Bye.
Okay. Any more questions? No questions? Okay. That's fine. I think very good discussion. I picked this book I know it's a very simple, straightforward, but I know the challenges when you implement these in a real life. It's not as simple. Our conditions, patterns, that inherited patterns that we have, right? So I made a rule that I have a habit of, if
I was
something
Zoom
goes,
session. I was kidding.
yeah, if it goes wrong, I have a habit of ranting with my kids or becoming very preachy. So, which I don't like it. I inherited it, right? So, most nowadays, more than 50% of the time, I avoid ranting, but sometimes I do sleep because it's not easy to erase our old. But each time I tell myself, okay, tomorrow I will not, I will try this again. But that is the way to succeed in ourselves. So taking personally is also same thing. We may not be 100% successful each time, but each time we feel one step going half step, we must appreciate ourselves that let me try this. And being defensive, being trying to prove our discussion, I realized it is not going to help anybody because everybody is made up their own mind. So being confident about ourselves, raising ourselves, our confidence, looking at ourselves, what are the qualities that we really thrive, that helps us to build ourselves up. So thank you so much for all of your participation and being part of this session. Thank you all. Have a nice evening and nice day. Who is joined from abroad. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, Sai. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.